Hi class, let's go ahead and talk about dynamic warm-ups, cool down and stretching. All right, dynamic warm-ups allow the body to increase temperature, to increase blood flow, and increase lubrication within the joints, okay? It helps to ultimately prevent injury and to increase sports performance or physical activity performance. Let's talk about cool down. Cool down allows your body to return back to a state that it was prior to exercising. It allows your core temperature to go back down to normal. It allows your heart rate and your blood pressure to come back down to normal. It allows you to relax and get back to a ready state that you were in before you started exercising. Stretching helps the body in three major ways. It helps to prevent injury, it helps to reduce soreness, and it helps the body to become more flexible. The type of stretching that we do after a physical activity is static stretching. So holding a muscle in a stretched or elongated position for approximately 30 seconds. Let's go ahead and get started with a dynamic warm-up. All right, class, let's go ahead and get started with the dynamic warm-up. First, we're going to do joint rotations. So you're going to stand with your feet hip-width apart, okay? And get up on the toe of your right foot. Completely relax your hip and your ankle and your knee, and you're just going to rotate your ankles. Switch directions. Try to have about 8 rotations on each side or each direction. Switch feet. Again, toe on the floor, very little pressure on the floor, and rotate. Switch directions. Feet hip width apart. Hands on your knees with a nice bend in your knee and nice easy rotations on the knee. Switch directions. Hands are on your hips, feet double hip width apart. Nice big circles with your hips, nice and easy, nice and slow. Switch directions. Focus on your breath. Inhale and exhale through your mouth, increasing your oxygen supply to your body and helping to cool the body down a little bit. Arms are up. Arms parallel to the ground, and you're going to rotate your torso, and as you do so, you're going to pivot your feet. Up at an angle, 45 degrees up. Switch angles. Crisscross, one hand over, one hand under. Roll your shoulders forward, big circles. Try to touch your earlobes with your shoulders. Backwards. Arms up, palms down, small circles forward. Backwards. Palms up, big circles forward. Backwards. Elbows. Switch directions. Interlace your fingers and you rotate your wrists. Switch directions. Good. And you're going to flick your fingers down to the ground. Visualize you have dirt in your hands and you're throwing it down at the ground. Good. Slowly bring your chin up towards the ceiling and then back down towards your chest. Side to side. big circles. Switch directions. And recover. All right. So that those rotations, that circular movement within that joint capsule helps to increase lubrication within that capsule. All right, class, now that you finished your joint rotations, let's go ahead and get started with your dynamic stretching. We're gonna go and work on scoops. So stretching out your calves and your hamstrings here. You're gonna take a step forward, heel down, toe up, and you're gonna take your hands and visualize scooping underneath your foot. And you're gonna switch. You'll feel that again in your calves, in your hamstring, in your lower back. You don't have to step very far when you're doing this. Again, you're just warming up the body. Okay? We're gonna work on your hip flexor, your lower back, and your glutes. So you're gonna bring your knee up towards your armpit and your shoulder, and then back down. Okay? Up and down. Nice and easy. Not trying to overstretch. Just increasing the range of motion of the joint. In this case, your hip joint and your knee joint. Good. Next, we're going to work on hamstring and your lower back. We're going to do a mid-level kick, keeping your knee relatively straight. And as you do so, you're going to kick into the opposite hand. So right foot towards your left hand. Nice and easy. And switch. Again, right now you don't want to kick very high. Just loosening up the body. Loosening up the body. And recover. We're going to work on warming up the torso, your hips, and your lower back here. So you're going to take a big step forward with your right foot. You're going to take your left hand and place it down onto the ground. Look up and reach up with your right hand. Good. Switch sides. Right hand down. Look and reach up. And switch. Nice and slow. And recover. Next, we're going to do 1, 2s, and 3s. Keep your feet double hip width apart with your toes pointing out. Squat down, push your knees apart with your forearms. This is position number 1. Position number 2 is straighten your knees out, touch your toes, and 3 is reach up. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, keep your feet wide, and we're going to go ahead and do some hand walks, just warming up the shoulders, your arms, your chest, your upper and middle back. Okay? So nice and easy, place your hands down onto the floor and walk your hands forward. If you'd like, you can add a push-up here and then walk back. Reach up and come on back down. Nice and slow. One more. And recover. All right, guys. That's it for your dynamic warm-up.